Namaste to all the yoga sadhakas. In my earlier video, I explained the importance of fasting. And now it's Navaratri and many will be fasting. And in this video, I'll explain the importance of practicing Basti Kriya during the practice of Navaratri fasting. Or if not Navaratri also, whenever you do a long fasting, more than 2 days, 3 days, it is recommended to do this practice. Let us understand this. Whenever you do a fasting, particularly when you are fasting on fluids like water fasting for 2 days, 3 days, or maybe longer as well, what exactly happens is you're not producing enough fecal matter. Now, in this case, what happens is the previous fecal matter, the previous day's fecal matter, it is going to get clogged onto the colon, the intestine itself, the large intestine, the walls of the large intestine, and this fecal matter will not have any push from the next food which is going to come in. So in this case, what happens is the food which is going to be stuck onto the intestinal walls will start rotting, and your entire prana shakti will go into those unnecessary rotting of the food itself. And that's why it is recommended to dislodge all these unwanted food particles which is stuck in the intestinal walls, particularly when you're doing a fasting. And that's when the yogic kriya of Basti Kriya comes into picture. So what is Basti? So, Basti is one of the Shatkarma practices that is there in yoga practice. Shatkarmas at a very high level, they are cleansing practices. So, in Shatkarmas, so we have 6 practices: Neti, Dauti, Nauli, Kapalbhati, Basti, and Trataka. So, out of these practices, in this video, we're discussing more of Basti itself. Traditionally, the Basti is done in 2 different ways. They call it as Jalabasti and Stalabasti. In Jalabasti, one used to squat in the flowing water, and they used to suck the water through the anus into their large intestine and throw it out. And in Stalabasti, they used to do Paschimottanasana, and they used to suck the air into their anus through the contraction of their anus itself. So this is how it was traditionally done. However, water basti is difficult to do nowadays because we don't find such kind of a flowing water. Now, in the modern day practices, it is called as enema. So, typically for the enema practice, they use what is called as enema pot. And this is available in almost all medical shops. You can easily get this pot. So, this is how the pot looks like. It's just a pot which can be filled with any material. It has a long rubber tube, and it ends with a tube like this, with a hard tube. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill this pot with lukewarm water. Although some may recommend to fill it with different solutions, medically they use it for different purposes. But for us, we are just going to fill it with warm water, and you're going to fill around 200 to 300 ml of water. You can see the marking marked on this pot itself, and you're going to keep this pot at an elevated height and take the other end of the tube and insert it into your anus area. So in what position you'll have to insert it into your anus? It is recommended to insert either in kneel down position. This is how the position looks like. You kneel down, and then you'll have a better opening for the catheter to go in. In case if the catheter is not going in, it is also recommended to apply a little bit of oil onto this outer part. Just a few drops of any oil, coconut oil or sesame oil, whatever you have it. Just smear it with oil, so it makes it much easier for you to insert it. Or you can even insert it in a left side sideways position as well. Fine. So even in this position also you can insert the catheter. How you insert the catheter, I've shown a image here. So this is how the catheter is inserted. And after inserting the catheter, so there is going to be a knob here. You just have to turn the knob on so that the water from that pot will flow into your intestinal area, large intestinal area, and fill up the entire space. And after that, you remove it. Once the water is all done, you remove the catheter, and you just wait for a few minutes for an urge to go for a motion comes. And then you just go to your motion, and you automatically it'll happen. The all the water which you have put into the intestine will come out when you go to your motions. And this is when you notice that as you take it out, you will you'll see a lot of small fecal matters which is also coming out of the anus, and this is exactly what we are trying to dislodge, because we don't want all these unwanted things to be stuck on the intestinal wall and take all the energy, because we are trying to conserve a lot of energy when we are fasting, and we don't want to spend that unnecessary energy on decomposing a food which is not really required for us. So we just take it out so that we can save a lot of prana shakti during fasting. In case if this whole process looks very daunting for you, I would recommend you to learn this properly from your yoga teacher who knows the practice, or you can even ask if you have any small questions by putting the questions in the comment section below as well. But it is not very difficult as you think it is. It's an extremely simple, very clean process. You will notice how clean it is when you start doing the process itself. And recommended to do it at least the first 2 days, particularly when you're doing water fasting, 2 to 3 days of when you're on water fasting for 2 to 3 days, because there is not much of a mass coming in. So that is when the this practice is very, very beneficial. I hope this video was beneficial for you. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share with as many people as possible. Thank you so much.